Hello, everyone. Welcome to Bros Before Hoes. This is a show where we're going to talk movies, video games, all sorts of crap. And my name is Seth Bain. I'm going to be your host. I'm also joined here by my good friend Drew McCord.
Howdy! Thanks for joining us in our first video. How about that, guys? Yeah.
I feel it. Yeah, making our mark on the world. This is my other good friend Devin Bro.
How's it going?
He's the bro in the Bro Before Ho.
Yes, Devin Bro's the last name.
And we're here to talk to you about the Good Dinosaur, a movie we just saw. But before we get into that, we're going to discuss the animated short that came before the movie. That's what Disney does with their animated features. And, what did you think about it, Devin? You liked it?
I enjoyed it. I felt like it had really cool animation, and one of the things I liked about it was I felt like it was a short both for adults and kids. I felt it was able to do that very well. And I think, in my opinion, definitely one of the more visually striking Pixar shorts I've seen in the past couple ones.
I'd agree with you there. I think the strongest part of the short was, besides its animation, which we've come to expect that from Pixar anyway, and especially their shorts, the elements of father and son, and how their ideals don't exactly coincide with each other perfectly, but at the same time, they both love each other. It's family.
Yeah, watching it on the big screen. At first, I thought it was going to stray into some religious territory and poke fun at it, but gladly it didn't, and you got a really good story out of the whole thing, and there was one part in particular. There was no dialogue. It was just the music, and there was action happening, and the music went with the action, and I thought I really enjoyed that. There was like a little tiny silent short inside of a short.
Yeah, we'll put. I feel like short. That sounds short.
Shortception. And the movie itself, and the Good Dinosaur. This movie, from the background anyway, I think this might be like the most beautiful animated movie in terms of, because the whole background was all computer animated, but it looked.
It did. Like there were points where that was like filmed in actual on location, and then just put some animation.
You know what it reminded me a lot of in terms of visuals was that old Disney movie Dinosaur. Remember Dinosaur?
I do.
You remember that one?
I went and saw it in theaters.
Did you really remember that?
I do.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, my favorite part was with the lemurs.
That was a whole movie.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I used to have that movie.
But like this movie and Dinosaur, they're both movies about like traveling. They're both dinosaur movies, and they both have like gorgeous scenery. But the animation style of like the characters was different in this one. It was they were more cartoony, which I don't have a problem with. That's like Pixar's signature animation style. I didn't feel like the animations, like the cartoony dinosaurs with a realistic background. It didn't. I was afraid it wasn't gonna look all that good together, but I didn't have a problem with it.
They did definitely merge quite well. There was never a point where it's like, all right, it doesn't really work for me. Like it definitely looked like everything flowed very well when it came to the animation. I felt there's no really a moment where I felt like, all right, they made a mistake in this. They should have probably not made it so cartoony or not so realistic. But I felt like they did that very, very well. And I thought that a good thing about this movie, I thought not all the time, but the points where there was character development, it was done very well. Like if there were points where there wasn't that much character development, it was like, okay, but the points that there was, it was done very well. Like the character development, especially between the two main characters, was beautifully done. I mean, it just probably was some of the best character development that I've seen in a Pixar film, for sure.
Yeah. I really my favorite character in the film was Sam Houston himself, Sam Elliott. Sam Elliott as the father of the family T-Rexes. I thought he really fit in with I guess what they're going for, and I didn't expect that the movie was going to have this Western feel to it, and a lot of like the T-Rex family had like Southern accents, and there was like times when I was wondering, since this is before the world split up into different continents, like what if this is supposed to be in like quote unquote Texas, you know, and then there's mountains, which I'm sure we all miss here.
We don't get those here.
We don't have too many of those.
Oh.
You know, without bringing up spoilers, there was one moment in this movie where I was laughing. It was a funny moment, but I sat back and I thought, wait, this is a Pixar movie? Because it's like a moment where these guys, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Where I mean, it was funny, but then I was like, wait,
This is a Pixar
this
movie.
is a Pixar movie. This is a Disney movie. Okay, this is funny. I think that's
Yeah.
the hardest I laughed. And the thing about this movie, now that I bring that up, is that I didn't laugh that much, but when I did, I laughed. You know?
Yeah, there
I
were
laughed.
definitely good gag moments. I felt like throughout the movie there were moments where I would get a little bored, and but then immediately after a moment where I was bored, it picked up with something that was hilarious.
Like
You know,
it knew it knew when it was getting kind of boring.
Yeah.
And it probably could have done well from like one or two more rewrites, like where it started getting boring, maybe ease that up a bit.
Yeah, shorten that a little bit. That way it wasn't as boring as it was.
Well, to kind of like backtrack a little bit towards that whole concept of like the whole like scenery with the mountains and all that, like how you say it might be in Texas. That's my opinion. One of my drawbacks of the film of how drastic the change was in landscape. I mean, throughout the movie you had like green plains and then snowy white and then just like the Great West, and it to me it was kind of like. I mean, I understand it's a Pixar film's anime, but to me, that whole film's kind of ridiculous. I mean, that's my one drawback on the film. I mean, because with how little time frame there was between each landscape, I just felt like it just didn't make sense to me.
I mean, like, I get that it's before the world split into different continents, but they weren't that close together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got you. I know exactly what you mean.
But hey, I mean, this was before the meteorite, before they split up. So maybe when the meteorite went over and missed the dinosaurs, that caused a butterfly effect, and the Pangea, the island, got smaller, right? And it didn't instead of
Now it's got
compressed.
Pange.
Yeah, it's just Pange.
It's Pange.
Also, one thing I wanted to bring up was we talked earlier about how the movie there was a lot of dialogue breaks, and the silence suited the movie well. Those moments were the best moments where it was very subtle, and you felt what the character was feeling instead of him saying what he was feeling. But there were also times that I noticed, especially with Arlo, where he would just say what he was feeling, and where I felt like that it didn't feel right to me. Like at the very early on, there's a moment where he's Arlo, the main dinosaur, is chasing another character, and he's blaming him for something else that happened earlier. And he says, and he yells out at the character, he's like, it's your fault this happened, it's all your fault. And I don't know, I felt like we already know why he's chasing him.
Yeah.
I don't feel like he needed to say that. And that happened a couple of times. I don't know, that always bugs me when that happens.
Yeah, I definitely felt like that there were some moments where it would have been nice if we could kind of just, if we could have felt those feelings if the main character didn't tell us how to feel.
It's always more effective when they don't tell you how to feel, they don't tell you what to feel, they let you feel it on
Or
your
tell
own.
you what the character's feeling, and like it kind of lets you do it for yourself. I mean, there's definitely many moments in the film where it lets you figure out how to feel it yourself, and they did that very well, in my personal opinion. Like I said, in my opinion, and I don't know if I said this right, but in my opinion, the greatest moments of the film were the unspoken ones, the ones where there was no dialogue. It was just kind of looking at the body language and the way the characters interacted with each other in those unspoken moments.
Yeah, actually, I was since we went and watched it, I was surprised on how many kids were actually in the theater, and there were, but it was fun watching it with actually a lot of kids in the audience, because in you get to feed off of their reaction. You get to hear their reaction, and it kind of like takes you back to whenever you were that age. You were watching Pixar movies like Monsters Incorporated in the theaters and Finding Nemo, and whenever there was the most dramatic parts, whenever there were kids our age that were like at this point, you're like, oh my goodness, this is really emotional, and I'm about to start crying right now, and then you have kids behind you who are getting bored, and they're just being really loud and kicking your chair. For some reason, our chair was connected.
Yeah, I noticed that right when we sat down. I almost wanted to say, "Hey, can we go sit somewhere else?" But
yeah, whenever a kid was kicking on your chair, it would move my chair with it.
Because there was a kid kicking my chair for like at least half the movie. I didn't say anything.
One thing I realized was none of the kids could sit still, man. Like, it seems like I would look around, the kid was like just walk around all the aisles and just like da 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 da. It's like, oh my god.
That's kids for you.
Yeah, you know, I just found it kind of funny though how you were like, oh, it's for us to see so many kids at a kids movie.
Well, no, I mean, I'm not surprised to see kids at a kids movie. I was surprised to see them at 7:30 in the evening. I guess.
Not late. It's like,
well, I mean,
it's like dinner time.
Well,
and it's the weekend.
what?
Yeah, and it's
a
break.
Friday
It's Thanksgiving
night.
break.
Oh, that's true.
Then you go to school, nothing.
I guess there are some. Yeah. Yeah. I guess I see your point. I guess. I don't know. I didn't really think about it. I kind of forgot it was Thanksgiving break. I guess because I had work today. It's Black Friday.
So next time,
Retail sucks.
think it through.
Think it through. Think before you
All right,
speak.
guys. I think it's time to rate this thing.
Yeah,
What do you
I
say?
agree.
Guys, this is how it's gonna work. Each of us are gonna rate it on a 1 to 10 scale, and then after that, if any of us think that the movie's worthy enough, we can nominate it for one of two awards: a bro or a hoe. And essentially, a bro is an Oscar. It's the pinnacle of filmmaking, and a hoe is the opposite of that. And if anyone thinks it's worthy of one, we can nominate it, and then we all vote. And if it's unanimous, it gets the award. It goes down in the books. So first off, we're gonna rate it 1 to 10. What do you say, Devin? What do you think?
Me, I give it about a 6. Like, I wasn't disappointed with it. I mean, wasn't good, but it wasn't great. It wasn't bad. And like I said, one of my favorite points of the film was the unspoken moments. I thought those were done exceptionally well. I thought the score of the movie was done well. The visuals, everything. Some cons about it. I thought the drastic change of visuals kind of unrealistic. I felt there could have been a little more character development in some points of the movie. But like I said, overall, I'm glad I bought a ticket, and I'll definitely recommend seeing it. I mean, still a Pixar film. You should definitely go see it. And it's definitely worth the $11. So I mean, that's me, Shane.
I'm gonna give it a 7. Solid movie, really good movie. I enjoyed it. I always love when a movie is subtle and when it lets you decide how you want to feel. It lets you do it on your own. And this movie did that a lot of the time, but then there were other times where it wasn't doing that, and it felt like it was telling me how to feel, and I don't like that because I'm a man. And other than that, I mean, there were characters side characters that just showed up and really had no impact on the story, and that kind of took me out of the movie. Like, after the character would show up, he'd go away, and I'd be like, what was that guy's purpose?
And you can never come up again.
But at the same time, very great family fun entertainment. I had a good time. I'm satisfied with my money's worth, and 7 out of 10. I enjoyed it. What do you think, Drew?
Yeah, I am going to give it a 6.5. That's what I give it.
Oh, excuse me. 0.5 decimal here.
I'd give it a 6.5 because I had high expectations for it because I had the last Pixar movie they came out with was Inside Out, and I probably should not have had such a high expectation for it. But I like the first trailer that popped up. At that point, it was the Of Monsters and Men song that came on while in it, and it just like it hit my heart, and I really. I don't know. I just really wanted to see it after that, and I even downloaded that song on my phone. I got that song on my phone, and it was kind of interesting in ways. Like I didn't think about that the dinosaurs were going to be the ones that advanced like we were supposed to, since the dinosaurs would have died. For some reason, I didn't think about that, and it kind of surprised me. I was like, hey, here's dinosaurs farming. Like, this is pretty cool. They're learning how to live, and there's obviously things that reminisce things that humans do, but it's like really prehistoric, like rocks and stuff. And the score, I agree, was great. The score was great, and the moments with no dialogue were definitely the best moments in the movie. And the characters, there were characters that I agree popped up once and didn't really do anything. Though its purpose was to make you laugh, and it.
Or sometimes they didn't even do that.
Well, I mean,
most of the time it did.
yeah, I mean, it made me laugh. It made me laugh whenever I think it wanted me to. But overall, it was good.
Could
Not
have been better.
great. Yeah.
Alright, so.
Does anybody think it's worthy of a bro or a hoe?
No, not a bro, nor a hoe.
I don't think so either.
No.
I think it's a solid movie, but it's not the pinnacle. It's not right or left.
Yeah.
But it's good, and I'd recommend it. You checking it out.
Mm-hmm.
Once it hits Blu-ray, maybe, or just rent it. Maybe go see it in the movies.
Or
Yeah.
dollar theater.
Whatever you want.
I'll probably watch it again when it hits Redbox. Or maybe Blockbuster. Oh, wait, too late.
Oh.
Joke is way old.
All right, Devin. Where can the viewers find you?
They can find me on Instagram at Irishman555. Follow me and like my pictures, and hopefully I'll follow you back.
What about you, Drew?
You can follow me at Instagram and Twitter at DrewMC6595. If you follow me, I'll follow you back, and I'll like your pictures if you like my pictures.
You can find me on Instagram at TheSethBain. I probably won't follow you back, not because I don't want to, just because I'm pretty lazy. I don't really get on all that much, but I do post pictures every now and then, so follow me. I guess.
Yeah.
All right, till next time.
Subscribe!
Like.
Boom.
For
Comment.
More bros before hoes.
What?